The hell? How you doing? This is the guy from Pittsburgh. And I'm redoing this, and oh god, there it goes. Wait a minute. I just lost it now. I just lost the whole deal here. Hold on. And there's a picture of Tim Cook. And no copyright infringement is intended or implied. I'll never understand these companies. They don't want you to put a picture or a piece of music. Big boys, networks, reporters can talk about people all they want, use the pictures all they want. The little guys, oh no, can't use somebody's pictures, can't use no music. But I'm re-recording this because people said they couldn't hear it. And about a week ago or so, Tim Cook came out and announced to the world he's gay. Well, you know, I got iMac in front of me. My girlfriend's got an iMac. Got my iPad. That picture you saw of the kitties was a picture of you know, the shirt I'm going to wear next. Got a new shirt coming in. There's Napa after the quake. I did a video on that. So I guess I got the rights to that unless Napa claims the rights. And, excuse me, in the living room I got another iMac, I got a MacBook, and, let's see, an Apple IIe, two Apple IIes, two Apple IIGSs, an Apple IIc, an integer-based Apple, an applesauce-based, not applesauce, applesauce-based Apple, my G4 Cube aquarium over here. I've been an Apple for years. And when I think Apple Inc., although I'll never think of them as Apple Inc., they're always going to be Apple Computer to me. I'm not thinking whether a guy's heterosexual, homosexual, trisexual, bisexual, having sex in a tricycle, lesbian, gay, transgender. I'm thinking about computers. I don't care what they do in the bedroom. I don't care what anybody else does in the bedroom. It doesn't affect me. I'm not discriminating against anybody who's gay or lesbian or bisexual or transsexual. I've known gays, I've known lesbians, I've known transsexuals. I lived in San Francisco for years. You're running them all over the place. But I've never understood this obsession with gays coming out and telling everybody, I'm gay. My late friend Glenn Lawrence used to say, I don't care how happy they are, I'm sick of hearing about it. And I feel the same way. Does it make you better to be gay and announce it to the world? Does it make you superior? Is your work going to be any better where you work? If you run a company, is your running that company be better than the next guy, than Michael Dell running his company, or Microsoft running their computer company? I just don't get it. You know, you got less than 1% of the people in this country, and some figures say it's 1%, some figures say it's 2%, some figures say it's 3% are homosexual. I don't know how many transsexuals there are, and I don't know what percentage there are lesbians. But heterosexuals don't usually go out, except for entertainment people. They're wearing God knows what, and low-cut dresses, the women, and men with cod pieces, or I don't know what they wear, exposing their portions of their body. But we don't make public pronounce it, hey, I'm heterosexual. I like women because they got a nice ass, or nice legs, or big breasts, or big lips, or big hair, or whatever it is, or I'm into feet. Because we know who we are. We don't have to tell the world. Now, I know gays have been discriminated against, lesbians are discriminated against, but you know what? Everybody's been discriminated against at one time or another. I don't care who the hell you are. Whether you're black, white, Asian, brown, lesbian, gay, straight, homosexual, transsexual, dog owner, cat owner, thin, fat. You wear glasses, you don't wear glasses, you have got hair, you're bald, you're senior, you're a kid, you're a teenager, you're a young adult. Everybody gets crap from somebody. But I don't think there's a lot of people out there that wake up in the morning and say, things to do today. I will discriminate against Native American. I will discriminate against illegal alien. I will discriminate against a homosexual. I will discriminate against the homeless. I will discriminate against somebody else. There is one piece of discrimination that is acceptable in this country. It happens every day. I posted a story on my blog about it, and that's discriminating against people who are overweight. We get a lot of crap from people because they see this, and they think that's who we are inside. I was out unloading my car the other night, and my girlfriend and I have been together in Halloween 37 years. We're going on 38 years. We weren't together the whole time, but we've been in contact one way or the other. Lived together on and off. Found out we drive each other crazy. We love each other. We can't live together. And people think we're married. We're not, but we may as well be. We think alike in a lot of ways. But she has one habit that drives me dark raving mad. And we finally had a long talk about it after this incident happened. She'll pick a book up. Let me see if I can move a book here. Okay, she'll pick up this book. All right? Jesse Ventura's book. It's a 63 documents the government does you want you to read. She'll pick this book and she'll take it from that shelf and take it in the living room and start looking at it because she's bored while I'm in the shower or I'm posting to my blog or my forum or doing a video. And then she won't put it back. She'll leave it there. And sometimes it falls on the floor. I've had stuff ruined. I've had stuff fall in a knock over my coffee cup or a water cup and ruin the book. Or she'll take a catalog or a magazine. She won't put it back. It drives me crazy. That means I got to stop what I'm doing, get up, put the thing back wherever it came from. And I've asked her over the years, hey, would you stop doing this? It makes more work for me. Well, I bought this little pumpkin, and it's about that big. And it has a little pair of leaves in the side, and they go up and down. And it's solar powered, and it's cute. It doesn't do anything other than that. So she saw it and said, oh, it's so cute. She puts it on the dashboard of the car. And she has a horrible habit of driving too fast and then slams on the brakes when the light turns from yellow to red. Or she runs through the yellow light. And I'm terrified that one day somebody's going to come through that light and clobber us. And they'll clobber me first. So I'm unloading the car and the pumpkin had fallen on the floor. So I pick it up, put it in the back seat on the floor between two bags. Went out and got groceries, and that way the pumpkin would be safe. Had to go inside a store to do something. I come back, where's my pumpkin? Oh, I had to look at it, it's so cute. Why didn't you leave it where it is? I come home Friday night, I'm crawling around the ground. We park our car in front of my building. I'm crawling around inside the car without a flashlight, trying to find this pumpkin. I couldn't find it. I'm getting madder than hell about it. You know, I'm going like, I got to crawl around. I got all these groceries to take out. Stupid pumpkin somewhere. It might get broken because it's real fragile. And I start yelling at her. I'm not yelling real loud, but I'm yelling, and start to swear at her because I'm so frustrated. And she's standing there listening to this, and she's not getting mad at me. She's used to me occasionally blowing my stack. There are times she gets mad at me too. You should hear what she says to me on the phone. But that happens with every couple. You're going to fight sometimes. But I wasn't fighting more as, why the hell am I crawling around my hands and looking for something? If it had been left where it was, I wouldn't have to do this. So I get up, I come around to the other side of the Prius, and I'm like over here. Okay, here's the right side of the Prius. And suddenly, out of nowhere, in the darkness, because it's 8 o'clock at night, pitch dark, these two guys come across the street. And one of them, excuse my language, one of them comes up in front of me, gets in my face. He's about a foot from my face. And he says, "Listen, you fat fuck, if you're always yelling and screaming out here, and if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm going to beat the fuck out of you." And I'm looking at him like, what the hell is this? And then, from behind me, there's another guy. Now, I'm wearing my shorts, red shorts. One of my shirts I wear in my video. I'm fully clothed. I got shoes on, He comes up behind me. I got the guy in front of me, I got a guy behind me. And he says, "You fucking asshole. If you don't stop running around naked, I'm going to beat the crap out of you." I'm going, where the hell did this come from? In the meantime, there's Yahoo in the third floor balcony. He yells something down at them. And the guy in front of me calls him an effing retard. He starts yelling back. Then my girlfriend yells at him to shut up. It's none of his business. And then she steps in front of me because she told me later she was afraid. She was scared to death. She was afraid he was going to start beating me up and then beating her up. And she's screaming at him and telling him to get the hell away from me and we don't know, get away, go back to your house. We don't know you. We don't want to know you. What are you doing bothering us? This is between us. And she told me later, I wasn't being that loud to begin with because I'm on my knees and So, anyway, these bozos leave. They don't do anything. They go back across the street. They scuttle off in the dark like the scum they are. So I unload all the groceries. I forgot some in the car. I couldn't see them, and I'm so flustered by this. But I'm going, I just been called fat and obscenity by two guys I'd never seen before. And it turns out one of them, I remember the next day when I got up and I go get my mail, I'd seen one guy before, the older guy. He's about 60. The young guy's about 25. I never seen him in my life. Don't know who the hell he is. So I go upstairs we got two carts. I got my computer coming out of the car, and I got all the groceries, and I'm put the computer in the apartment first, get upstairs, take the elevator upstairs. And the problem is I'm allergic to grass. And I've had this sinus infection. Now, I took the last antibiotic today. I'm still having problems. But when I get near grass, I start choking and coughing and wheezing because I'm allergic to grass. Not the kind you smoke, but the kind that's like lawn grass. So as I get in the door, I'm wheezing. And since I'm unloading the groceries, I'm going, I'm not going to grab my inhaler. We've done a few minutes. Kathy will come in and talk. We'll hug each other. I don't get to see her that often sometimes. And she'll go home, and I'll sit down, and I'll take a shower, and I'll have something to eat, and do my posting or whatever I'm going to do. So I'm in the kitchen. She's sitting on the steps, waiting for me to come back. There's two carts full of groceries sitting there. Shopping cart and this flatbed cart. I need something to put the Mac on. And all of a sudden, Gargantua's in my door. I come out and there's this cop standing in my doorway. Now, he's not standing outside on the balcony. He's on the I don't know what the hell you call it. It looks like a metal plate. He's standing in my doorway, stopping me from going out of my apartment. No, I don't have a weapon. I'm not attacking nobody. I didn't attack anybody. And the first thing he asked me is, why are you huffing and puffing? I said, I'm an asthmatic, which I am now. And he says, well, you only took one flight of stairs. I said, first of all, you see the two carts? I didn't take one flight of stairs. I went up in the elevator. And then I got a neighbor. He comes down. He wants to get the one cart back. I said, hey, I'm not done with the cart. So then he says, well, I don't understand why you're huffing and puffing. Then he looks in the doorway and he sees I got one bookcase behind the door full of gaming books and some computer books. And then I got 3 bookcases full of paranormal books. You've got way too much stuff in here, and you can't possibly dust everything in here. Well, I had just dusted one whole shelf of the paranormal books. I'm doing a little project for my blog. And I'm looking like, what business of yours how I breathe? What business of yours how much stuff I've got in my apartment? So I explained to him, look, I'm an asthmatic. I grabbed my inhaler, show him my inhaler. This is what I gotta have to breathe. I got another inhaler up at the kitchen. I said, I am having trouble breathing right now. That has nothing to do with my walking. I'm allergic to grass. So then he says, well, I want to know, you got to get along with your neighbors. So I tell him, hey, these 2 yahoos threaten to beat the crap out of me and my girlfriend. What are you going to do about it? Totally ignores me. So, people look at me and they think I'm overweight for a reason. There's been some overeating, I'll admit it. Bad knee, bad back, lack of money, not eating the right things. But also a lot of times, I've been in bed a lot for the last 2 months with this damn sinus infection. And when I'm sick with it, I can't go out. I'm not walking, I'm not exercising. And my knee swells up with fluid. And when that hurts so much, I can't walk either. Can't put any weight on it. I'd love to lose weight. It's part of the reason I play the lotto. I could hire my own dietitian and have her teach me how to make stuff that doesn't taste like you're eating sawdust. Because most diet food tastes like you're eating sawdust. So I got to thinking about later on. I started looking on the net about the definition of assault, the definition of inflammatory words. Oh, and to top it off, speaking of inflammatory words, after the cops leave, my girlfriend tried to tell the 2. There was another cop behind this guy. It was like blotting out the moon. That's how big he was. And she tried to tell them what was going on, so she didn't think it was all, all my doing. Well, they treated me like I was the aggressor. So she goes down to her car to go home, and these 2 bozos are standing on the corner. They called her a whore, a slut, a cunt, and again, excuse me for language, and a few other choice words. And under the law, that's considered inflammatory words. And I didn't know about it till this evening. So the next day, I called the Martinez cops. I asked for the chief's office, because I'm really upset about the way this guy handled this. Totally ignored the fact that I got threatened, and so did she. I get the secretary to the chief on a voicemail. Now, if I ever took over the world, voicemail is one of the first things I get rid of, because they never return your calls. I hate voicemail. Well, this is Saturday. I still didn't get a call. So I decide, okay, I'm watching television while I'm looking stuff up. And I haven't been posting because I'm trying to clean the doorway entryway. There's all these groceries and bags sitting there, about 5 bags of groceries. Trying to figure out where to put all this stuff. And so I decided to call the Martinez Police Department. I said, hey, I'd like to come over, or how do I lodge a complaint? It's not so much of a complaint, but it's more of a, what the hell is this guy doing? Saying I got too much stuff and I can't dust. I got 2 feather dusters in the living room, by the way. I take every book off, dust it, dust the shelf completely off. Then I vacuum. And I got bookcases in here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bookcases in here. Plus there's 3 crates of books here. I know, books. This place collects dust, but I talked to a guy who runs a store downtown. He has to dust his store twice a week. It gets full of dust. You got stuff on the shelves, it gets dusty. I don't know why people get obsessed about it. You got to dust sometime, but it's a lot of work. So I call her up, and the dispatcher says, we don't take complaints over the phone. You got to come over here. So I take my pad of paper, and I take a pen, and I put it in a little bag, and I walk over to the police station. It's 2 blocks from here. Now, I got no truck with the cops for the most part. I haven't had a problem with them here. Lived here a long time. Had somebody call the cops to me once, not for fighting. Power went out. I was really sick with my first sinus infection that almost killed me. I needed hot tea. I couldn't breathe. Couldn't get air in my lungs. Couldn't get air in my throat. I had 20% lung capacity back then. I almost died from this stuff. So I go out and barbecue. Power's out for like an hour. I need hot tea. So I got in the barbecue. I put a pot of water on. I set fire to the charcoal. And I'm cooking boiling water on the barbecue. I found out you can boil water on the barbecue. Well, the grill wasn't clean enough. I was in no shape to be clean. This is winter time, mind you. And all of a sudden, 2 cops show up, and they asked me, is there a fire? And I said, no. Well, what are you doing? I said, I'm cooking water out here. I need hot tea. I'm sick. So I asked them, is it illegal to cook water in your barbecue? They said, no, but we got a report of smoke. I said, yeah, it needs to be cleaned, and, I don't use it often anyway. So, and that's gone. I got rid of it a couple weeks ago. So I go over there, talk to the sergeant, explain him what to do, and he said, well, I wonder who, and I told him when it was, what time, what I was doing. I admitted that, yeah, maybe I was disturbing the peace. I wasn't yelling that loud. My girlfriend said I wasn't yelling that loud, and I was swearing a little bit. But he said, well, I wonder who called the cops. I said, I have no idea. I sure didn't call you guys. As far as I'm concerned, it was done. And then I left him a supplemental message afterwards, telling him what these guys said to my girlfriend as she was leaving. There's no call for that. So he's going to investigate it, get back to me. And I said, I don't understand your officer making comments about my apartment or my medical condition. If he was concerned for my health, that's one thing. But my main concern is I got threatened with assault. And I got personally insulted, not because I'm not fat, I am, but it's the way it was said. And got accused of doing something that I would never do. I wouldn't go out naked in public. I mean, that's ridiculous, not the way I look. So that's the last discrimination that's acceptable. People can look at someone who's overweight and make fun of them or make disparaging remarks. And I don't know what society's going to do about that, because it seems to be open game on people who are overweight. So that's what I got to say. Oh, let me look here. I want to tell you what this story is. No, hold on. Just a minute. I went off subject here. But I wanted to talk about personal discrimination. And on my blog, I put the post here, the guy from Pittsburgh blog on Blogger. And the thing I put was on Being Fat by Kathleen Brooks. And it was on Huffington Post. And she's an executive. She owns her own company. She's a director. No, she don't own her own company. She's a director of a large corporation. That's her picture there. Whoops, let me get that in. That's her picture. And I said it's the last acceptable quote-unquote discrimination in the country. I said the woman says what needs to be said. And people say it out of meanness. They don't know what it's like to be overweight. You want to lose weight desperately, and you can't. I walk to the post office just about every day to get my mail. It's where I got my new shirt. It's where I got my new book. It's in the other room, where I've torn, which kind of mildly upset me. Jenny book, Giant Encyclopedia of UFOs. Jenny Randall book, sorry. And I'm waiting for 2 more shirts to come in and some more books. But when I walk sometimes, I come back wheezing from the asthma, or I'm in absolute agony because the left ligament on my right leg keeps having a lot of pain. And my knee is swollen up. My doctor said I got to lose weight. He'll do the surgery on my knee. I'll get knee replacement. There's no cartilage in here, and that's why it keeps swelling up, because the bone chips inside the knee keep hitting the bone, and fluid keeps forming on my leg. That's the one big reason why I'm still overweight. Can't walk. And there's times I can't put any weight on my knee. Anyway, I'm going on and on about this. I just don't understand telling people why you're gay. And the other thing is, to me, you come out, then you're going to get more crap. One guy at BP got fired when he was outed, which I think is wrong. I think if you're at a company, you're gay, some people are going to care, some people are going to get all bent out of shape, but I don't care if they're gay. I don't care if you're straight. I don't care if you're bisexual. When I worked, if you worked with me, it's, can you do the job? If you can't do the job, get the hell out. But if you're doing a good job, the company should be happy to have you. They shouldn't care about your sexuality. Neither should anybody else. It shouldn't be anybody's business. So I guess there's some deep psychological need to make up for discrimination. I don't know what it is. I wish Tim Cook would tell me. And I'm getting weary of everybody. Oh, how courageous he is, and how wonderful a statement this was, and all of that. How courageous is it to say you're gay openly? I think you got more courage to hide it. It's tougher to hide it than come out and say you're gay. You're hiding it. You're nervous wreck all the time. Is someone going to find out? Is this going to affect me at my job? It's going to affect me and my family. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, one other thing. I'm getting a lot of heat about my video on the Redskins. And the people that are sending me these messages, have I talked to every Native American for their opinion? No, of course not. I'm 30 miles from San Francisco. I don't have a car. I don't have a way to get around a lot. I don't know any Native Americans personally. But I go by what I'm reading on the internet. And there's a great percentage of Native Americans that don't say anything about this. They sure as hell aren't showing up at Viking Stadium protesting, did they? 500 people wound up there out of 5,000. The other 4,500 disappeared. Like they all got abducted by the Native American spaceship. They were gone when the game time came. And a lot of sort of things, political correctness. That means the vast majority of the Native American population, I'm not talking about the Alaskan Native Americans, the ones here in the U.S., for whatever reason, it isn't important enough for them to go out and protest, or they'd be protesting. But a lot of them are going to work. A lot of them are watching the game. They're watching football. Hold on, I'm going to look up how many. Okay. Okay, we got 5.2 million American Indians and Alaska Natives, and this is from information, please, so please don't attack me for using the phrase American Indians. including those of more than one race, 2% of the total population in 2012. Of these, 49% were Native Americans and Alaska Native only. 51% were Native Americans and Alaska Native in combination with one or more races. And they got other figures, and there's states with 100,000 either Native Americans or Alaska Native residents. California, Oklahoma, Arizona, Texas, New Mexico, Washington, New York, North Carolina, Florida, Alaska, Michigan, Oregon, Colorado, and Minnesota. So, and there's 325 American Indian reservations. So I want to know, did they poll every American Indian reservation or Native American reservation and ask them how they feel about the Washington Redskins? I don't think so. I know a lot of Native American tribes objected to it. But don't give me crap for saying, I did a thing where one former Native American chief said he thinks it's insulting to take away the name. And he gave the historical reason for why to name the Redskins. And it also has been, he also said that even the Native American called themselves Redskins, Sitting Bull and others, 100 years ago or more, called themselves Redskins when they dealt with a white man. And yet, my moderator Justin said, no one's going after the Blackhawks, they just won the Stanley Cup a while ago. And he's absolutely right. I don't see anybody picketing hockey. They're not picketing the Kansas City Chiefs or any of these other guys. So if it weren't for the fact that a small minority of people complained about this and fomenting, and Democrats in Congress complained about this, it would be a non-issue. All right. That's all I'm going to say. Hello, Justin. This is the guy from Pittsburgh saying free Art Bell, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.